friends, Sam here, Kermit Von Frog 12, coming at you in the same makeup and the same outfit. I sometimes have a limited amount of time to do some recordings, so I'm kind of bulk filming right now. You saw maybe a few months back that I did another Avon haul, and I wanted to talk about, let's see, 5 of the main products I picked up for experimentation. So let's get rolling. Okay. So far, I have not been able to find an Avon foundation that matches my skin tone. And I was very, like, I really wanted to, because, you know, I just really wanted to, but I didn't. This one I got was by Avon Extra Lasting Liquid Foundation, and I got it in the color light beige, and it just was, it oxidized into like an orange cast onto me. It was way too dark, so that was a fail for me. And then I got the Extra Lasting Liquid Concealer in light Clair, and it actually made my skin under my eyes begin to look a little shingly. I guess it was that ultra drying that it started caking up into the crease. And you know, we all have creases, it's natural, but we don't want that line of makeup in it. So yeah, this one was a fail for me. A fail. So the 2 face products I was really actually looking forward to trying, I unfortunately did not like. But you know, that's what we do. We try makeup. It may work for you, may not work for me. I'm going to give the foundation to somebody else, and because I can't sanitize the concealer. Maybe I'll keep that in my special effect kit. Then I also picked up the Avon Makeup Setting Spray, and it's just a spray pump. It doesn't really have an odor, but I like it, but I don't love it because the spray isn't microfine. It's like a normal, like, hairspray pump bottle, and so if you're not careful, you get big droplets of liquid on your face, and then you're like, well, that kind of defeated the purpose. So it doesn't smell. I think it's refreshing. I did not notice that it made my foundation last any longer than it normally would, but if you're into setting sprays, it's one to try. You know, like the e.l.f. setting spray I mentioned probably last year, the spray pump is just too thick. It's too much, it's not fine enough. It needs to be misty. It needs to be microfine, almost aerosol fine. So in that aspect, maybe if I put a decanter into another spray bottle that I like the pump better, that might work. I may look into doing that. So I'm kind of iffy on that. Iffy on it. It's just the actual packaging that's not working though. So I had tried Avon eyeshadows a couple years back, and they were okay. I, as you know, am used to really hyperpigmented shadows and colors, and I want them to pop. If I want to look natural, I don't wear makeup. If I want to look the way I want to look, that's when I put makeup on. So I didn't have high hopes. I got 2 different kinds of eyeshadows. I've got one from the Eyeshadow Dimensions, and I got one from the True Color section. And let's see, let's open these up, show you what colors I got. It's just the normal classic black packaging. This one is in the Glow Teal color collection, and beautiful colors. I love those colors. I love blues and teals. So I wore this like I normally would with just a regular eye base, like a Too Faced primer or my Urban Decay primer. And it looked really pretty for the first 2 hours, but then as the day went on, it creased. So I put it aside, and I was like, darn it, darn it, darn it. And so I tried the other palette I got, which was the Eye Dimensions and Sweetheart Plum. Gorgeous colors. The shimmer on these is beautiful. Just look at this one. And they're very creamy. Oh, I love it. So much glitter. So much glitter. It's kind of like a plum with a pink and copper glitter through it. Lovely. And I loved it. I loved it. But then again, it did the same thing on me. About 2 hours later, it started creasing, separating like mad. And I do not have oily eyelids at all. I refused to be disappointed again. So what I ended up doing was I took my MAC paint pot and Painterly and applied a nice even layer over my eyelid as a base prior to reapplying or doing a new application of eyeshadow with both of these. And that did it. That made them beautiful. They lasted long time. Loved me long time. So I suggest, if you're having eyeshadow issues with any brand, keep experimenting with the primers. Some primers, like the Urban Decays, work great with like my Wet n Wild shadows. Sometimes they don't work well with like Avon shadows. So the MAC Painterly pot, I think, and if you have more of a yellow olive undertone, go for like the MAC paint pot in ochre, soft ochre. I have that one. It's way too yellow on me, but I can use it. It's very yellow. And the paint pot in Painterly is like a concealer for me. Since that doesn't dry down and doesn't have a lot of tack to it, I think what it really does is just kind of makes a spackle base. Kind of like gesso for when you're painting with paints on a canvas. And it smooths everything out and makes things not move any longer. So that's definitely my suggestion. So, you know, 2.5 out of 5 is not bad for when you're trying a company that you just weren't sure about with the makeup and stuff. Of course, you know I got all 12 of those lipsticks in the, I think it was the same haul, right? Love these. These are fantastic. What are they? They're I can't read that. Sometimes they're too small to read. Lip Ultra Color Indulgence. Sorry. The Ultra Color Indulgence. These are fantastic. Love them. Just trying to put them down without dropping. So I guess, you know, 2.5 out of 5 isn't bad. And especially since I have 12 lipsticks that I adore from that same haul last couple months ago. I think it was in March, right? Because I think I got them all for my birthday. I think that's what it was. Gosh, I'm just rattling on. Anywho, these colors are beautiful with the right base. Like I said, I don't buy a lot of neutral palettes because most of my neutral palettes are the higher end ones. So I like to try the colored ones. And again, look at that. Isn't that pretty? This color kind of reminds me of Blueberry something in Too Faced. And this one reminds me a little bit of the navy shade. A little bit, not quite, of the Lorac Pro 2. Okay, so that's my Avon rant. You know, just keep trying things. I try to make things work because sometimes that's all the options we have. But foundations and concealers are such a personal thing. That's one of the most difficult things to find to match somebody's definite love. You know, once you find that, you buy it up and you hang on. Hang on for dear life! Okay, so enough of me, enough of Avon, and I'll let you go. Thanks for watching. It ain't easy being green, but it sure is fun.